Corruption is the bane of development and of good governance. It must be checked. Both the government and people must come together to achieve this objective, you and I inclusive. Hello and thanks for joining us on The Eagle. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Thanks for keeping a date with us.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
On the program today, we will be bringing you an intriguing story of a fraudster that specializes in defrauding gullible women on the internet, and EFCC's intent to appeal a ruling by a federal high court in the money laundering case involving Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly. Also, we will bring you an update on the police pension scam case and much more. Please stay tuned.
Cheers! Cheers! What is it?
Please, keep to yourself. Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Hey! Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money at the fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear a special man that the people of EFCC and chase people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail. Are you? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC, I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Welcome back. Despite the continuous apprehension, prosecution and conviction of romance scammers by the EFCC, many are still drawn to the ignoble trade. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC have arrested a suspected fraudster for defrauding a Dutch national of 200,000 euros in a love scam. Zain Hussaina Ahmad completes the story.
A 31-year-old confidence trickster, Adio Okpeyemi Michael, an indigene of Owu local government area of Ogun State, has been arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for swindling a 75-year-old Dutch national of 200,000 euros in a romance scam. Adio allegedly met the victim, Janet Jujong, on the Nedlog dating site and pretended to be a 41-year-old American citizen working as a chef in a Nigerian restaurant and needs a wife. This fictitious profile attracted Janet, and in no time she began sending him money through Western Union and MoneyGram. Investigations further revealed that the suspect collected the various sums under the pretext that he was going to use the money to perfect his travel plans and obtain the required documents that would enable him travel to Holland to join or visit Janet. But his inability or refusal to honor the invitation from Janet prompted the petition to EFCC. The suspect will be arraigned in court as soon as investigations is concluded.
Nigeria is the 6th largest producer of oil in the world. In over 50 years of oil exploration, the country has earned well over $600 billion as oil revenue. If properly managed, it should provide us with a health system that will save lives and not a decaying health system. A society where energy goes round for meaningful development and not an epileptic power supply system. A productive educational system and not a decaying educational system. A society where jobs are created for self-sustainability and not a society where our youth roam the streets unemployed. A highway of safety and security and not roads that lead us to early graves. We should have credible leaders who deliver dividends of democracy to the people and not corrupt leaders who divert our collective revenue for private use. Say no to corrupt leaders. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Shocking what love can do. Next is a story on the position of the EFCC with regards to the ruling of Justice Ibrahim Buba of the Federal High Court, Lagos, on the case of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Adeniyi Ikoforiji. Thelma Eke is our guide.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has said it will appeal against the ruling of Justice Ibrahim Buba of the Federal High Court, Lagos, which set free the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Adeniyi Ikoforiji, and his aide, Oyebode Atoyebi. Both had been standing trial on a 54-count charge of money laundering to the tune of 503 million naira. Justice Buba last week ruled that the prosecution failed to prove its case against the accused persons. According to him, the trial was anachronistic, adding that the prosecution misconstrued and misinterpreted the Money Laundering Act. Lead Defense Counsel, Wole Olanikpeku, SAN, had prayed the court to discountenance the charges preferred against Ikoforiji, saying that the Money Laundering Act 2004, with which the accused person was charged, has been repealed and replaced with the Money Laundering Act 2011, and so should not have been used in charging him. Atoyebi's counsel, Tunde Akimbisi, aligned his submissions with the arguments of Olanikpeku. Justice Buba upheld Olanikpeku's submissions and ruled that the first and second defendants are hereby discharged and acquitted. EFCC expressed dissatisfaction with the ruling. The learned judge erred in this ruling. The proof of evidence to the charge clearly shows that the provisions of the Money Laundering Act had been violated by the accused persons in receiving various cash payments from the Lagos State House of Assembly amounting to about 338.8 million naira. The commission stated that it will explore the option of appeal to bring the accused persons to justice. Thelma Eke, reporting for the Eagle.
Cheers! What is it?
Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Hey! Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear, especially now that the people of EFCC are chasing people who are doing to submit other people money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief, jail.
How you are? Life are not just about acquiring wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC are watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Trial of the 7 accused persons complicit in the 24 billion naira scam that rocked the police pension office could not go ahead as scheduled, as Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf of the Federal Capital Territory High Court adjourned owing to the absence of the lead defense counsel Adeboyega Awomolo, SAN, in court. According to the court clerk, Awomolo, who is counsel to the first accused, Esai Dangaba, wrote the court asking to be excused to participate in the maiden edition of lecture to mark the 22nd anniversary of his elevation to the inner bar on September 24th. He requested that the court adjourns to another date in late November. The court, however, gave December 10, 2014 as the new date for the continuation of hearing on the matter. The 7 accused persons who are being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission are Esai Dangaba, Atiku Abubakar Kigu, Ahmed Inuwawada, Mrs. Veronica Uloma Oyebulam, Sani Habila Zira, Uzoma Cyril Atang, and Christian Madubueke. The accused persons who allegedly defrauded the police pension office to the tune of 24 billion naira were arraigned on April 10, 2013 on a 20-count amended charge that bordered on criminal breach of trust contrary to Section 315 of the Penal Code, Act Cap 532, Laws of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria, 2007. I am Zainab Sani Ahmed reporting for the Eagle.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
In Nigeria, citizens yearn for a society where probity and accountability become cardinal in the conduct of public affairs. Ironically, it is also strange to see citizens storm courtrooms in their numbers as mark of solidarity and support for persons standing trial for corruption. In this next report, Aisha Gambari represents this disturbing trend.
They are all dressed up in uniform clothing called Ashwebi, meaning family clothing in Yoruba. The culture evokes familiar resonance in the southwest of Nigeria, as no major social event or celebration could be said to be complete without it. Looking at those people, one will assume they are at a social event or political rally. Their mood is celebratory. Yes, they are celebrating, but the venue is not a campaign ground or an event center, but the hallowed premises of a courtroom. They are out to celebrate someone they called our hero. And guess who this hero is? An accused person who has been charged to court for corruption. Corruption, as we all know, is largely responsible for almost all the problems Nigeria faces today. Inadequate funding of education, dilapidated healthcare facilities, bad governance, epileptic electricity supply, inadequate water supply, bad roads, and a host of others. Mindful of this, government took steps to put in place measures to check corruption. One of such measures was the creation of agencies to wage war against the menace. Agencies like the EFCC, the Code of Conduct Bureau, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) were set up over a decade ago to tackle the malaise. In 2007, the EFCC arrested some former state governors over allegations of corruption. While everyone awaited the arrival of the accused persons in court, luxury buses filled with supporters wearing same-colored Nigerian waxes known as Ankara drove into the court premises. Everyone watched in profound amazement as they alighted from the bus, with a bold picture of one of the accused persons printed on the Ankara material they all wore. As if that was not enough, they immediately formed themselves into lines, unfolding some sort of colored cardboard papers rolled in their hands.
Solidarity forever. Gentlemen of the press, we the people, the good people of Edo State, we are here today in solidarity, in support of our governor, the man that has taken this state from a terrible state of decadent paralysis when the military left us. Now it has earlier been tried. And we are not opposing the rule of law in this country, but the justice judiciary must take us. Yes. And we are here to show our solidarity for our governor. Yes. Governor Lucky Nusaka Igbiledion. Yes. And we are behind him, Ray Conshine. Yes. At any moment of the day, we are with him. Yes. And we are using this one to tell the people of Edo State that this is injustice.
These messages were not sufficient for the crowd that witnessed the first arraignment of James Ibori, former governor of Delta State, before a federal high court in Kaduna in 2007. His supporters pulled down the walls of the court, all in the name of praise singing. So one begins to wonder, what has gone wrong with our people? What messages are these people sending to law enforcement and the international community?
What's unfortunate is lack of education about how corruption touches them. Because, look, it's not just about people stealing, it's what the economists call opportunity cost. Imagine what that money could do for you. We are complaining that the education system has collapsed. That's probably true. We are talking about health services collapse. Yeah, that's probably true. Look at the infrastructures of this country. Now, so corruption is not separate from this. It's the money that will be used for these purposes which will benefit. That's the opportunity cost. That's what the economists say. So that's why education is key. You have to let people know, listen, it's not about this individual that is from the community. When there's poverty, does it discriminate against Hausa, Yoruba, or Igbo poverty? When you go to the hospital and there are no drugs, or the doctors are not there, or no facility, does it discriminate against people based on tribe or community? Okay, if you cannot get to where you are supposed to get to, or accident due to bad road, does it discriminate? So these are the kinds of things, and it will take time, but the earlier it is done, the better.
People celebrate impunity, people celebrate corruption. The aspect of the court you are seeing, it's just one aspect of it. Traditional rulers give titles to 419 people and people whose sources of income are actually questionable. So it's nothing new. It's just that in some cases, I actually thought that lessons had been learnt. After some people went to court with a cake and the person left the court premises directly for the prison. I think that should have been lesson enough for them, but if they continue on the path of infamy and other convictions continue to come, I think that number of attendance and associated behavior will definitely reduce. If you wear your uniform and you get there and individual are supporting, instead of entering his Rolls Royce, enters the Black Maria, you should know what to do. Maybe you can even support him by joining him in the Black Maria too, and leaving your vehicle behind.
Could poverty have triggered a sense of loss of value in our people? Or are we losing our moral values?
Today, the institution of family has broken down. Respect for elders and constituted authority that used to be a cardinal principle in our society is now at its lowest ebb. Honesty, where it does not pay, has become meaningless. Symptoms of revolt loom large in the horizon. In short, today there is meaninglessness in philosophy, insecurity in politics, immorality in society, chaos in politics, corruption in economy, and even frustration in art, a lack of creativity in literature.
Corruption is a monster that has eaten deep into the fabrics of our society. Are we celebrating these people or supporting corruption? Are the handouts given to the rented crowd enough to solve their problems? These are questions that we all must think deeply about if we are serious about fighting corruption. But hope is not lost completely, as we have others who believe that whoever goes against the law should be made to face the full wrath of the law. This was evident at the arraignment of some alleged pension fraud suspects, where pensioners trooped into the court premises chanting support for the war against corruption and asking for justice. I wish many Nigerians will give their support to the war against graft so Nigeria can be cleansed of corruption.
There is victory for us in the struggle for our lives. There is victory for us forever.
This, indeed, is worrisome. These are people whose state funds have allegedly been looted, yet they are celebrating the supposed looters. What an irony. Next is the feedback segment with Chidima Amanambo.
Our first message comes from Suleiman Abdurrahman, who wrote via Facebook. He says, I am really disappointed in the EFCC. When last did you bring a high-profile politician to justice? Why is it only outside the country that our politicians meet justice? All we hear is you catching petty criminals while those at the top siphon billions. Thanks, Suleiman, for your message. The EFCC prosecutes all cases, top politicians inclusive. We have several of such cases whose trial is ongoing in various courts across the country. There is also no such thing as high or low profile matters. Whoever breaks the law must face its wrath. Our second mail comes from Jim Torosibanda, who says, yes, EFCC, arrest more. Nigeria is riddled with all sorts of scammers, smooth talkers, and highly advanced dubious fraudsters. Well done, guys. Thanks for your commendation. The task of ridding Nigeria of economic and financial crimes is not for the EFCC alone. All Nigerians and foreigners with stake in the country must key into the fight. That's all we have for you this week on the feedback segment. Thanks for your contributions. To be part of this segment, please visit us on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities on youtube.com/official EFCC. You can call or send a text to the following numbers: 0809 3322 644 and 0818 3322 644. To report any misconduct by staff of the Commission, please log on to dia@efccnigeria.org or call this number 0990447758 between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays only.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Please keep sending your feedback to us. The Public Interface Unit of the Public Affairs Department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC is driving a national discourse online every week. We are focusing on issues of good governance as it affects the anti-corruption crusade in Nigeria. Please join us on Google Plus by searching for Official EFCC or Official EFCC ng@gmail.com. You can also join us on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities on youtube.com/official EFCC. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and God bless Nigeria.